They said Aaron Maté yelled at me.
Aaron Maté.
Oh, Aaron Maté. Wait, Aaron Maté.
Maté.
So, Aaron Maté, this is like Substack week here at Indie Left. Notice that we're reading everybody's Substack. Substack's such an awesome platform. We're a big fan of it ourselves.
Kirkland brand, Jamie Heineman.
What?
No?
Oh, is that
What?
is that what you would consider yourself, the Kirkland brand Jamie? Bring that up, Jamie.
No. Jamie Heineman is Mythbusters.
Oh, that Jamie. Oh, right. Oh, dude, he does look like Jamie. Oh, God. Yeah. So that's John Durham. He's the FBI. He's under investigation from the FBI, of course, for all the Russiagate stuff. So Aaron will be hosting a call-in episode. By the way, he hosted Jimmy Dore recently on call-in, so now Jimmy Dore has infected and invaded call-in as well as a platform. Right. So, again, Russiagate getting smashed, but our saber rattling with Russia is starting to get scary, and this is still part of a narrative.
And it's ramping up, yeah.
So again, good things are happening as far as exposing the fact that this is just bogus. And John Durham also previewed a challenge to the FBI's claims about how and why its counterintelligence investigation of the Trump campaign began. Right. At stake is the completeness of the official reckoning within the U.S. government over the Russiagate scandal and whether there will be an accounting commensurate with the offense. So again, all of the amount of all the positioning and all the conversation, the damage to a presidential candidate turned president, and the drama playing out that we can see. Michael Horowitz, the Department of Justice Inspector General, mishandled the Russia probe, but nonetheless concluded that it was launched in good faith.
Yep. In good faith.
I mean, it's unreal. Durham has made plain his dissent. Okay, in response to the Horowitz report, special counsel announced that his office had advised the IG, we don't agree with some of the report's conclusions. Again, very in-depth back and forth, he said, she said. The investigation is not limited to developing information from within component parts of the Justice Department, and instead obtained information from other persons and entities, both in the U.S. and outside of the U.S. Now, is that the Steele dossier that he's talking about? Right. Of course it is. Crossfire Hurricanes advocates. Defense has been a big problem. Copious countervailing evidence in the public record, including Horowitz's own report. Considerable paper trail points to Steele's political opposition research playing a greater role in the probe than the FBI has acknowledged. And here are several reasons and several instances where it was primarily using the Steele report, which, of course, we know now has been debunked in many ways.
It was doctored, yeah.
Okay, the FBI's claim that he played no role in sparking the Trump-Russia probe is further called into question by top bureau officials' previous false claims about the investigation, including his role. They not only lied to public and Congress, but also to the FISA court. Right, so
of interest to the counterintelligence folks.
Durham's indictment of Igor Danchenko was the final nail in the coffin for the Clinton-funded dossier. But nobody noticed.
Jones reporter.
Right, David Corn concluded that the FBI investigation had been legitimately launched, but thereby proving that there had been no hoax. Wait, what? It's like black is white. If the Crossfire Hurricane team did not learn of Steele until September 19th, then those leading the Russiagate probe were among the few high-ranking officials in Washington intelligence circles unaware of the dossier. There's just no way.
All the news,
Right. First Steele FBI contact about the dossier came on July 5th. So, Washington-based Oppo research firm Fusion GPS contacted Michael Gaeta, We know all
Yeah.
about this. This is all the background.
Yep.
At
This when they
Steele's
start like
office.
going into Credico, right? I
Is
forget
this
which one that one
Credico?
was. Well, it was like uh, he went on Jimmy's at one point, right? Because that guy was trying to claim that he had been like seeing him to like talk to Putin, and the guy was like, "Yeah, no, that's not happening. That never happened." You know,
Hmm.
I forget who it was.
Are you talking about Paul Manafort, the Manafort thing with the
Yeah, it
embassy?
might be. Yeah,
Well, that's also just a fabrication as well. Um,
right.
okay. Again, according to Hyatt Horowitz, the IG who concluded that Steele played no role in the crossfire opening, hurricane opening, this agent then informed his superior about the Steele allegations the same day. So the
Yeah.
timelines just don't line up.
No.
Okay. On July 28th, at its FBI colleague's request, Michael Gaeta passed along copies of the two reports he received from Steele. As Horowitz later found, the first one, dated June 20th, 2016, provided would later become one of four Steele's reports that the FBI relied on to support its surveillance applications for Carter Page.
Right.
This is again a long one. Again, here you go. Also received approval of Victoria Nuland, who's now serving in Eastern Europe, and now she's helping to destabilize Ukraine. Nuland recalled in a 2018 interview, past 2 to 4 pages of short points of what he was finding, and our immediate reaction was, "This is not in our purview. It needs to go to the FBI."
Yeah.
And long article from Aaron. Highly recommend reading through the whole thing. According to FBI Electric Communication that opened the Trump Russia probe,
I
FBI
love
only
this.
heard that Papadopoulos suggested
Papadopoulos.
that Trump had received some kind of suggestion from Russia. Again, this is
Yes. Please
flimsy,
pass the butter.
flimsy at best. Again,
Yeah.
you've got even Peter Strzok there. I see Peter Strzok's name dropped in there, wrote in his own book was untrue. But the FBI officially based its entire Trump Russia counterintelligence probe was a suggestion
Suggestion. Yeah.
because they wanted it to be true. Adding to the questions surrounding the basis for even opening the counterintel probe, they didn't even bother to contact the campaign volunteer whose suggestion supposedly triggered it. But they expanded it to multiple other figures in Trump's orbit. Again, not a fan of Trump, the campaign. There was definitely some weird stuff going on there. How Paul Manafort became their campaign manager, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So the Flynn stuff, a lot of questions still to be answered, and we'll never get the answer because of the way that this was botched. The investigation was botched, and because they
The fact that it
were
wasn't
able
ever
to
a thing
obstruct
begin
at
with.
every
Yeah.
at every chance.
Yeah. I mean.
They didn't
Yeah.
have
I
to
mean, if you've
comply.
been. Yeah. I mean, this whole story's been blown apart by Aaron multiple times. Like. Especially the Steele stuff because it's just ridiculous, right? It was
Here you go.
Dim's
A
holding
pattern
on
of
to some fear that, yeah,
factual misstatements. Here you go. 17 factual misstatements and omissions to the FISA court
the FISA court.
just on the warrants on Trump campaign volunteer Carter Page.
Yeah.
All right, and Carter Page, I think they let him go. I don't think that he ever got arrested for anything. He did go to Russia.
Right.
I think they said at one point that he claimed that he was recommending that he was representing Trump, but was he? Again, so many levels of plausible deniability get thrown in there that we'll never know what actually happened. Or if we do,
Yeah.
that never actually gets prosecuted, but we'll hear it.
Yep.
All right. Talking about Devin Nunes, FBI fought to prevent its release. on the fact that their reliance on the Steele dossier was put out there. Thanks, Devin Nunes. Boo. He's got a cow.
Ooh. I do
FBI
remember
claimed it had grave concerns about material omissions of fact that fundamentally impact the memo's accuracy.
Yeah, like FBI believes the Russian government efforts are being coordinated with paid. Yeah, ridiculous.
Right, so you've got a ton of blacked out stuff. This is the first FISA application to spy on Carter Page. It claimed it believed the Russian government's efforts were being coordinated with Page based upon the Steele dossier.
Steele dossier, right? Which is then like the Steele dossier is all hearsay and nonsense and
Well,
he
and
said,
it's
she said.
and it's Oppo research that had originally been paid for by the Clinton campaign and then had been offered to the Trump campaign. And
Right.
yeah, what a mess. What a mess.
Yeah.
Durham's descent could become a political flashpoint. Again, this was published by Real Clear Investigations or Aaron Maté. Aaron Maté, of course, does some good work. Serious stuff. Russiagate
Yeah,
stuff.
the whole Havana syndrome stuff is going to be interesting. So,
Well, I saw that just today there was somebody talking about still they're trying to push Havana syndrome.
Is that which one is the Havana syndrome thing? That's like the hangover thing, right?
Yeah, that's the noise problem.
But like, what is it? What is it? Oh, okay.
You know, where people are claiming that it's making them sick.
Okay.
And yes, restream bot sharing makes it sloppy seconds. So,
Yeah.
but we do want to make sure that everybody sees the chats across all the platforms because we are broadcasting to a bunch of different places on both Indie News Network and of course it.